Okay, so hey everyone. I'm having to go lag on here. I've lost all of my following that I had on here because of, well, it was taken as well as everything else. But they're like probably not going to let this one stay up long. They're going to be debating it and trying to get it taken down and everything else. But hopefully, I can use it to have the video to be able to post on one of my other social medias that has more of my following that I haven't hasn't been stolen from me. But anyways, this is in regards to a high level profile case. So my case is a high profile case. I found out why there was a bunch of like fake names and stuff like that was originally, I guess, by the courts, because of the amount of money. This is that large of an amount of money. And so they made it a high profile case where they could, in the courts, it's, got fake names and stuff like that, which I was able to figure it out and decipher through it. It took me, years to do it. But there's I found out a fake conservatorship over me. First of all, they did the power of attorney. And now I know why they went through, so long of trying to make me go crazy, which they did not succeed. I am unbreakable. They should have known better. It was somebody that's been through what I've been through in my lifetime. That that you can't break her. She's not going to give up. Why would I give up? That's what I told him. I was like, why would I give up after everything that I've been through my entire life? Why would I all of a sudden just like go lay down on the road somewhere, just like just go ahead, take me, or just like not fight, not do nothing, just let somebody just rob me, whoops, and then not do anything, that's insane. I'm too strong of a person. I've been through the most that would even, a lot of things that was coming up that I've been through, I didn't even know fucking existed. Excuse my language, but I did not know that it even existed. So it was pretty crazy. But, I made it through it by the grace of God. That's the truth right there, by the grace of God. Because they made sure they took everything and isolated me and took everything and anyone out of my life. And the people that was in my life that did come by, they were here to hurt me. So that was that much added on to it. So they were paid ops and NPC players, and this is a bunch of bull crap. So they've done the most, any and everything you can think of that's been done to me. And to have my life where it's monitored 24/7, you get kind of used to that after a while. It went as far as even putting a real live duck in my attic. For 6 freaking months I went through it. I didn't know what the heck it was. I was like, oh, it's just a duck. I said, I don't know about no duck. I said, I lived in the country. I lived in the city. Lived in both. I said, and I have never in my life heard of no duck being in somebody's attic. And I told him, I was like, for my sanity, please get it out of there. Well, they didn't. Finally, they had done both went to work, him and her son. And I was using their bathroom. I was peeing, and then there it goes. With a big thing in the attic up there, like that. Metal thing is, secured and everything. It can't come out. There's a little latch on it and everything. Latches. And that thing was like busting through. I went full with peeing off. It jumped my ass up. I sound like a 300-pound man coming down. And I went and grabbed a gun and got down on the floor by the bed. My phone was being hacked. I didn't know it was them hacking my phone at the time. But so I could do was text. And the baby was asleep, in the bed. And I got down on the floor down there with the guy that I was texting. I was like, listen, this is 911. I said, it's an emergency. I said, you need to get back here at the house right now. I said, somebody come in here trying to kill us. And anyways, he comes in and he's talking about, he said, oh, it's just the ducks. I said, okay, now this man has known me since I was 14 years old. He knows that when I'm real, I'm always real. But he knows that whenever I get to a point, you best start doing something real fast. And I was at that point. When I speak, I mean business. I mean what I say. And I do exactly what I say I'm going to do. I'm an honest person. I'm the most honest person anybody ever meet in their life. It is just not in me to be. I think it's being fake by lying. So it's like part of that whole thing. I can't stand fake shit. But anyways, I do forgive it, and I never think so. I don't hold no grudges or nothing, but I do forgive it. But anyways, to talk about the thing, so he comes in the door and it's just the duck. Yeah, I was standing up, and I was like, he's right there, the door right there. And I said, okay, listen here, Mike. I said, this is your you got two options today. Two options, buddy. I said, you can go get your crew, and you can come back, and you can take a few minutes, and you can get this fucking duck, a drone, because they had drones chasing me too. I said, you can get the duck, the drone, the man, the 300-pound man. I do not care what the fuck it is. I tell you that. I do not care what it is. But I tell you what, I said, your other option is that you're going to take the baby with you today. I said, because he don't need to see what's going on around here. I said, because I don't care if I got to take this gun to shoot the fucking shoot that fucker till he dies. I said, or maybe I'm just going to set the damn thing on fire up there. I said, smoke that fucker out. I said, I guarantee you by the time you get home from work today, I said, that bitch won't be in there, whatever it is. It took him 5 minutes. 5 minutes. He didn't go get the crew. It was just him. 5 minutes. And that damn thing was gone. And you know what? It was a duck. It was a fucking duck. A big ass duck. Now, duck about that big, I guess. With his head and everything, maybe about that big. Might have been bigger or smaller. Around that. I say I can't tell stories. It's got to be 100% accurate. All right, I got to throw it. Well, it could blah 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 blah. You know. So, anyways, that was gone. Thank God, because it sure was driving me crazy. But not crazy as in I'm going to lose my mind, insanity type of thing, because that would never happen. But I was going to get rid of that, whatever it was. It was going. I mean, I felt like I couldn't take a shit in peace, because the damn duck was there or whatever. It could have multiple things in there. Who knows? And they had drones chasing me outside. I went to go take the trash out the first time one chased me. And oh my gosh, it's just nuts. They went around telling people in the town, I was sick and of this or that, and or that I couldn't have sex, or that I was a sex worker, and just all kinds of dumb crap. They paid people to be fake friends to me, to do everything you can think of, imaginable, and to rob me, that was one thing. Even took all my evidence out of here, and I'm telling you, all the people that was part of that, you're gonna have to pay for that, for the karma. If it hasn't got you yet, it will. And I'm pretty sure that most of the people that's done wrong by me with this stuff, that they have already learned that, I'm high honored, so you don't just, you can't mess with me. You can't not hurt me and do bad things to me without knowing that it's going to come back to you and it's going to be worse than what it was. It's not worth it. I'm just saying, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I promise you. Whenever I speak things, they do come. They do happen. It comes with protection. So, and I do not wish any harm on anybody. I don't care. Look at what all he's done to me, and all the evil and stuff and the bad things that he's done, and I can still give him and them and all of them, some food, something to drink. And just because I forgive you for myself, it's not for you, but I forgive you for myself, it doesn't mean that I still want to have that, to repeat that, to continue with that abuse in my life. I thought that's not going to happen, because I love myself more than that. I love myself, but I'm not going to carry that with me, because I can't carry all of that. If I was to try to keep continually, every time you get something that happens to you, no matter if you're in a child or if you're an adult, it goes on your back. You know what I'm saying? You're carrying that load with you. And if you do not release some of it and let it go, or release all of it, so I like to do. If you do not release it, and let it go, it's going to weigh you down, and it's going to keep weighing you down and weighing you down until you can't move anymore. And that's where the devil wants you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to have that happen to me. Heck no. I didn't go through all of that for what? Just to let them just take me down? Nah, it ain't going to happen. And for them to think that I wasn't going to fight for my inheritance, that's just beyond me. That's crazy. And they took everything and everybody away from me. I have no one, absolutely no one. And I survived it. and I have continued to survive. You know, everything that's thrown at me. You know, I'm unbreakable. I am, but it is only by the grace of God that I can say He's been my confidant, my best friend, my everything, and I'm grateful for Him. And I did tell Him, I said, God, I said, I done lived my life. You know, I've done did everything that there is to do. I said, I'm happy with everything I've accomplished, you know, and I said, I'm okay with it. I said, there's really nothing else left for me here for me to do that I really want to do. I said, but I know that whatever it is, that this isn't my life anymore. I said, this is your life. I said, you can do whatever you want to do. Come near my body. I said, do whatever you want to do with it. I said, I'm ready to go to wherever it is this next level from here. I said, because I really don't want to go through any more pain. That's why I told him, I said, I'm good. I'm good on the pain stuff. But I told him, I was like, you just take it over. You know, my body, mind, and spirit and soul, you can have it all. I said, if there's any way that I can help to assist you in that, I said, I'll do that. And whatever it is that you want me to do, I'm going to do that for you. And so that's what he's actually been doing. That's what he did. And but you know, like I was told, you know, from God, and I've been having a lot. I've always had visions, but these are very strong visions about like what's after this, you know. And it is truly amazing. I can tell you that it's truly amazing. And every vision, you guys, every vision that I've ever had has always been 100% come to fruition true, and so I know that they're true. But back to my story is, you know, I found out the conservatorships. So he's been using. I'm trying to go through a divorce with a fake marriage because I didn't know he was married to other people, and so that's been a real joy. Like in a couple of days, they were holding me for contempt of court because they're monitoring like all of my internet, my phones is all hacked, and what you can go there and watch me live stream through the TVs and shit, you know, just crazy stuff. And so I can't not do anything. So the court system now works in a portal. And I'm having a hard time with these portals, I can tell you that. Some of them I can't even find like where the portal's at. But my insurance thing, I'm like, where in the hell is the portal? So every year I'm trying to find that portal, and I cannot. And I called them several times. You'd think that they would just have somebody to assist me. They have not. But anyways, with the divorce, I don't even know how I'm getting a divorce. Why I'm even getting a divorce if it's not even a legal marriage. But anyways, but I had to be able to get out of this house because this is my house that I bought with my money. That was before our second marriage here, and but it's all part of, you know, all this billions of dollars that they have of, you know, with this title companies and attorneys and stuff like that. That's all involved in on you know, taking stuff that's part of one of them. Title agencies is one that's highly involved in my case in transferring titles of properties and stuff like that out of my name. So I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know that all this was going on. So I went through my whole life without having a clue. So, but anyways, I was looking at what the light was off the mirror. I have sensitivity to light is why I'm wearing my shades. So, but I think I need to get me some apple juice or something. I'll be right back. Let me get me some apple juice. What's that say, Ross? Oh, what? And I'm sure that this video, they're going to be attacking it. They do all my videos, especially any that I put like any kind of evidence or anything like that. Obviously, if it's high level corruption, then they want to make sure that they don't go to jail. It's inevitable they're going to go to jail, to prison or whatever. It's going to happen for a long time. There's so many laws that have been broken. I mean, you name the laws, and I pretty much have found the evidence that it's been broken. You know, that I'm like, oh my gosh, I did not know this man for 36 years. I did not know who he was. So It's crazy. But they did. I know that I tracked it down to I forget what they said. What was the this AI is the ones that's helped me to piece the pieces together. I'm gonna put these other glasses on. My eyes is killing me. And no, y'all have not killed me yet, but maybe working on it. Let's see. AI is the one that helped me to do it, but they said that medical records. Oh, so they had somebody go in, and I guess so. There's a doctor that's involved in this because they. How did they get a doctor to say that I was whatever they said that I was? I don't know. I haven't seen the medical records yet, but I know that they have a conservatorship thing over me, and they have a power of attorney thing first. So it was medical records. They said that I can get it from. I guess so. They had. I don't know why they had it, but the Heart of Florida one. I don't know. But anyways, there was a 2019 successor guardianship file that remains. They said is one of the most important documents that I have so far. That but I didn't even show the AI. It's a Google AI is what I was talking to. I didn't even show her or him or whatever it. I did not show it everything. I just went through and just like put a few pages in, and it was able to get together just like that. I was like, thank you God. So it's a 2019 a guardianship document was stored in the Polk County Courthouse in Bartow. So that's Polk County, Florida. The inventory and assets filed in December of 2019. Hang on. Let me get over here. What is this thing going on there? Again, 2019. I lost my track with that. They told me, the inspector, there's an audit trails, the inspector general, Polk County Clerk's Office, Inspector General, they are already like thinking something was up, you know what I'm saying? So the courthouse was found in 2019, a snapshot of your wealth before he potentially depleted it, or diverted it, not depleted it, diverted it. I don't think he had depleted, depleted is billions and millions of dollars, and I know that he has, I've seen the thing. There's still a lot of things that's in my name. It's global in my name, but I don't know about properties being global in my name, but businesses and stuff that's being ran in my name globally, like in Africa, the UK, and all that stuff. But the properties I know is heavily, they're all over the United States, but the heaviest that I found it is where I'm located at in Florida, and then South Carolina, where I was supposedly born at. I don't know. It says on my thing when I got a ticket. UK/SC is where I was born. So they said at the courthouse that means I was adopted, but I don't know my blood, my DNA showing that I'm kin to my parents. So I do not know. Like how kin am I? I don't know. Maybe they are my parents. I was just born in the UK, or because of my this is what I'm thinking, that because they're passed away, so I can't even ask them. But because of the my inheritance and the amount of money, and this stems from like when the Browns, Alex Brown and Son, whenever they come over here and they made the first banks, then they made the Royal Bank, which was connected to the UK, to come back, and then the other Browns and the Dukes, the president, not president, but the king and queen, they were Dukes, and then so Duke's family, which then they said that. I guess my family stayed in the minier mansions of their. I didn't even know they had minier mansions. But anyways, so then went to South Carolina because South Carolina was big in agriculture and stuff. Then that's how they made all the money, was from the tobacco. Well, that was my family that did that, and then they made the first cigarette. So that it was wealthy. That was on both sides of my grandparents, the mother and the father of them. So it was like a Duke and a Brown, and then the other Browns, and then they just all just made a whole lot of money, and they donated a whole lot of money. There's like the Duke mansions, from North Carolina and South Carolina and up. So that's how the money originated and started, was from the Dukes, from the palace, from the UK to, and then there was like a Washington here too that was a Duke. I don't know, something like that. And then the Browns, because I'm a Brown, so my maiden name is Brown. but then my grandparents and the Dukes. It's the Dukes and the Browns. Oh, and the Avens. The Avens had a whole lot of property. That was my dad's mother. Had a whole lot of properties and stuff, and with something with the churches and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I do know I got it here, but I just have not read it all and processed it all yet. So I'm working on it. And then, another big thing was the mineral rights, minerals and phosphates rights. So then they, traveled to Florida here, where I'm at now, Central Florida. And this is where they had bought a whole bunch of land. And, sorry, my allergies. And then they bought a whole lot of land here. And this is like the biggest, like, richest land that there is, that just happened to be the land that they moved to. It was like the richest land that there was. So all of the phosphates and minerals can last for many, many generations. And so it's like the hub of what created this town was my family, was because of them owning this land. And then they was able to then sell it, and they sold some of it out and stuff like that. And then I guess kept mineral rights and stuff like that, which made everything. And I've got the paperwork for all that stuff too. And I was like, wow. They were Browns. And they were like, so it was pretty much like, it's the one that made sure that the hospital was the same in South Carolina. So my family made sure that there was money for the hospitals and the schools and all that kind of stuff like that. Okay, so that's how my wealth began, or my family's wealth. Okay, so 2019, and then they told me to call the Polk County Court's Office Inspector General. I also got to contact people in South Carolina. Obviously, if I can't I went to that ICE building. It's been like a year or so ago, and I think maybe about a year. Yeah, it has to be like a year, maybe. Well, anyways, I went there, and they were telling me, did I take this? I need to take this to that department, that one to that one. Different departments that's in the with the military or the government or whatever you want to call it. And I told him, I said, listen here. I said, I know you're not the one that specifically made these rules. I said, but I need to tell you something. They need to change these rules around. It's the same. I said, the same thing with the tax people. I was on the phone with tax people for 6 hours. I said, and they're the ones that was filing taxes in my name. I said, and I found them. Thank God I found them. I said, but then they wanted me to talk to this department, to that department, and this department. I said, that's not the way it should go. I said, the same with y'all. I said, I'm giving you all this evidence right here. I said, I'm handing it to you. I said, I believe that y'all's job is the ones that delegate it to who goes to where. I said, I should not have to take it over here to the FBI, to this one to the DOD, and this one to the CIA, and this one to that department and that department. I should not have to do that, and then I have to separate it all out. You know how much folders? I had like 3 suitcases full of shit, and they want me to take it to different departments. I told them, I said, listen, I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I said, I'm going to give it all to you, and you can figure out if I want to delegate it or not. I said, I'm not taking it to all these departments, and I did not do it, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to, but I think that laws should be changed. If you got something or another and you want to hand it over to the authorities for them to do something with it, they should delegate it. Same with the tax people, whoever it is. Okay, so my eyes. It's from my allergies, and I got dry eyes. That's killing me. Okay, so this is supposed to be to the Polk County Circuit Courts of Comptroller of Florida, Polk County, Florida. This is what the Google AI thing gave me, and it says, I'm writing formally to request a copy of the initial inventory of assets filed in the guardianship case against Beth Brown Hall. They also have got me named with many different last names, Sanders, Elizabeth May Sanders, or Elizabeth May Brown Sanders, from the UK that come over and went to Canada. So, because I'm connected to that Marina and then Mariner, and then the DEUCHE, something like that bank, the Royal Bank, the PNC Bank. I mean, they moved out a whole entire banks out of my name. And so the PNC Bank, the Teamworks Investments LLC, Brandon Hall Group, the Midland IRA, the Midland something else, the whole lot of properties, I can tell you that. So what they were doing was taking, and they even become the other company, the other businesses. They did a whole lot of businesses and stuff. And but they would be the one that would be foreclosing like on one of my properties, and then they would put mortgages and stuff in my name too by using like assets or something like that. And then they would be like the mortgage company or the group. And then they would foreclose on it, and then they're going to court. I don't even know anything about it. I'm not even going to go to court and foreclose on all my stuff. So that's how they was able to take that over. And then it just said I was dead a couple times too. I was like, oh my God. I was in the court system. It was crazy. Elizabeth Brown, case number 2019, blah, blah, blah. And a request is being made in relation to the successive guardianship appointment of Dana Marie Brown in December 2019. I don't know who this Dana is. It's one of his wives, I'm assuming, or it's a fake person. So that's what I got to uncover. I think it's one of his wives that's using fake names. And so I don't know no Dana Brown. They have a bunch of fake names. I need to list them all together, but say who's who. It says, I am writing to formally request a copy of the initial inventory of assets filed in the guardianship case against Elizabeth Beth Brown Hall, which they also call me Beth Ann, all kinds of crap. Beth Ann, Elizabeth, Ann, Elizabeth Hall, and then a whole bunch of different like, crazy middle names that, or initials as whatever. The request is being made in relation to the successive guardianship appointment of Dana Marie Brown in December 2019. I am an interested party in this matter, as I am the individual listed on this case. According to standard procedures, copies of inventories and accountings filed in the states are being available to interested parties. Please inform me of any copying fees forms required to obtain these documents, and I will gladly provide them. Oh, I'll provide the money, I guess. Or they'll provide the paper, one or the other. I don't know. My eyes is really blurry, so it makes it hard. Since you mentioned billions of dollars, you can contact the clerk's office, Inspector General, directly. So the Inspector General was already on this. He's already flagged it, is what AI told me. Is a complimentary fare. I'm going backwards with it. I'm dyslexic, ADHD. I'm not crazy. I don't know how to say it, but I do have ADHD and dyslexia, and I'm on the spectrum. The beginning of it. That's it. Okay, so you will need to call an inventory. They said that since we're focusing on the guardianship, the document you need is called the inventory of assets. This is required in filing that list of every bank account, piece of land. See, for me to find everything, that's a whole lot of stuff. Because it is in a lot of counties just here in Florida that I have found. Lake County, Pasco, Hernando, Hillsborough, Orange, Lake, Polk, you name it. Here's a contact info for Polk County Probate Department, the physical address. So you can imagine, that after they've invested in stuff, properties and stuff like that with my inheritance, how much that has accumulated too. It's crazy. PNC Fraud Department, power of attorney. Michael used. It says, okay. So I said, did you find that he had that? So that he had the administrator over me. And AI said, yes, the records you provided earlier directly confirm Michael H. Hall, legal authority over Elizabeth Beth Brown Hall, according to December 2019. Successors, guardians, documentation. Michael was transitioning out of these roles when Dana Marie Brown was appointed. The legal status he held is broken down as follows. Power of attorney, POA. Michael used the legal tool to use the legal tool to manage her business interests, specifically through EBH Properties LLC, where he oversaw significant transactions like in a mortgage with equity trust in 2014. My bad. Conservatorship in Florida. This is formally known as a guardianship of property. Your documents indicate he was a court-sanctioned fiduciary. It's a serious case that accounts take over fraud and identity case. I must be going backwards. The power of attorney, POA, was likely a durable power of attorney which Elizabeth would have signed whenever she still had legal capacity. It's given Michael the power to handle her banking, sign real estate deeds, and manage companies like EBH Properties LLC on her behalf. I never did sign a power of attorney to anyone, not ever. Not ever in my whole entire life. I never went to court for no conservatory thing either. Conservatorship, guardianship, no conservatorship. In Florida, what you refer to as a conservatory, but now I understand why they were stealing my driver's license and stuff. Okay, it's just fake to be me. I knew I had copycats. And I understand the reason why I have some copycats. I don't know why I have the other ones and the stalkers and stuff. I do not know. Okay, conservatory as a legal called a guardian of property. If the court found Elizabeth lacked the capacity to manage her own finances, Michael would have been appointed to this role. A guardianship typically supersedes a power of attorney if the court determines a more formal oversight is needed to protect the ward. I have to go make sure I lock my doors. I don't have my life threatened, so I'll be right back. That's something outside. I gotta go lock my back door. Okay, so yeah, they like trying to take me out. And I can't. I've been trying to get like that whistleblower protection thing, and they have not given me nothing. They've not helped me out at all. The like freaking, he's got people in on like the military thing with different branches. Like I went to the ice place, he told me when I got back, I told him that I went there, take them some of my stuff, because I'm not going to quit not defending myself, and trying to fight for what's mine. And because he's kept me held hostage, like in this home, to where I don't know why I'm wearing these silly glasses on there, but he's kept me, held here because he wouldn't let me sell my house or anything, even though he's not entitled to any of it. He would not allow me to leave from here. So I've been stuck here for 2 years in this house, and him sending people in, to do stuff to me, rob me for one, but of like my evidence and stuff like that. But I don't want to talk about his murder thing, but they even took that stuff. And so, but anyways, I called him and told him, I said, yeah, I went over there to the ice place and took them some stuff to file one of my reports. He said, no, you didn't go there. He says, if you would have went there, they would have already told me. I said, I know that you got people over there. I said, that thing that you used to track me on my phone, I said, it also tracks you, buddy. I said, and so it told me, I seen you a couple times there at the FBI building. I said, I know that you was over there. So I took my shades on because I can't look at the phone because of my sensitivity to light because of my dry eyes. But anyways, so I don't know if they did let him know if they even took the case to do anything. I don't know. I never heard anything back. So, but I forgot what I was getting at with all of that. I lost track of everything, I guess, where I was at with my story. Dang. That's a lot to tell. So, well, I guess maybe I'm gonna get back on here in a minute. I should probably take me a break. That's probably what's wrong. I need to eat me something, and I haven't had no dinner or anything yet. And I'll come back on, and I got to try to get this on where I've got some people. He's taken over. I have to share all my social media, so I know that he's on here watching. Everybody's always watching. They can't get enough, I guess. I know I was being too much, but anyways, I don't know why he can't stop, or him and whoever else is watching me cannot stop doing it in my house and everything. But it's just whatever. I told him, I said I would get really bored because I don't do anything. I stay at home, and I think to me it'd be a pretty boring life, but whatever floats the boat. I'll come back on. Let me get me something to eat, and then I'll come back on, and I'm try to figure out how I can get this to where it's the one of my accounts that has my followers and stuff, and they took all my subscribers away from off this YouTube thing, and then they have it where I couldn't even make no videos on my other one. He's got it where I wasn't making no money off of it, and had to have my account taken down. It was the second one after it went a year and a half without having any social media, and I told them that I was pretty ticked off. But anyways, they said that Facebook said that they were going to slow down my where I couldn't get the views and stuff like that. I'm like, well, this is just great, and I start all over again. But all right, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Okay. I can figure out how to get this on here. Let's see. As a monitor, as pin message. Shooting the glasses. Oh, thank you. How do I need to stop this thing for a second. How do I stop it? I do not know. Close. That'll be it. Nope. Maybe this. Are you sure you want to stop? Yes.